Hey everybody, it's Eddie J on Crypto for GrowMyBag.tv. Hope you're having a good one. What's good, what's good, what's good? So, today was kind of a busy day. I mean, right now, we're coming close to the new all-time high. Kind of moving laterally right now. It's all good to me. Tonight's question. And Rick Ritchie, what's good? Thank you for letting me know you invested in yourself. Excuse me. What blockchain has Kraken chosen for 24/7 trading of tokenized US stocks? SUI, Avalanche, XRP, Solana. Yes, Captain Banana invested in herself. That's what I'm talking about. Again, tonight's question, what blockchain has Kraken chosen for its 24/7 trading of tokenized US stocks? It's kind of amazing. SUI, Avalanche, XRP, or Solana. Those are your choices. Hit the polls. So right now, we're looking at Bitcoin at about 111,661. Not bad. The new all-time high is 11,970. 17 cents if you want to be exact. That's big. It's more than just a little bit big. So what happened today that makes everything just go? Well, the stock market kind of went like this. As you know, crypto and the stock market kind of decoupled. Kind of like that. I don't know about you, but I'm feeling that idea. Why? Because it's showing independence, crypto independence. And that's something that we kind of need to have. I know it sounds loony, but we need choices. In the coming global economy, we kind of need choices. Woo, just checking the wallets, checking the bags, if you will. So let's hit the news, and I'm pretty sure we'll have a couple of topics that we'll be discussing a little bit later. We've got DeFi lending hits record $23.7 billion amid rising leverage despite falling collateral and market volatility. That's active. Wow. Active loans. Sorry, my bad. Active DeFi loans, DeFi lending, just in case I missed it. Bitcoin options open interest hit 65 billion as BTC nears 112,000. Now, the options were at 116, 120. Yeah. Now, how is that? It shows that we've got things going on. The UK court rejects a £9 billion BSV lawsuit against Binance over delisting rules, because they got delisted. And basically, the UK said, really? And kicked it out. Smart move. $223 million, allegedly, $223 million, Cetus DeFi, a Cetus CETUS DeFi hack. They are the largest DeFi on SUI, and attackers hold approximately $37 million, highlighting sector-wide security risks. SUI's token fell about 3.7% after the $223 million long day hack. Now it's since recovered a bit. So there's that, because it wasn't an attack against SUI, it was against that particular token, that particular platform. So it's something to think about. The exploit underscores growing DeFi security issues amid $2.2 billion stolen in 2024. Now, I don't do DeFi. I don't do bridges. Sorry, that's Stitch acting the fool. And I don't do leveraging. And some people would say, oh, that's crazy. How come you don't do any of this stuff? Security, especially on the bridges end. I'm not big on that. So that's something for me to think about. I contemplate that all the time. So it's an issue for me. So yeah, I don't play with that. I actually don't play with that. And then you have XRP Ledger launching 3 fiat-backed stablecoins. Europe, it's EUR and then O with a slash. I don't know how you pronounce that. P. Then you've got USDB and XSGD to expand global digital payments. Ripple is not playing games, and I think they're sending soft signals. And they've been saying it for a while that stablecoins would do better on XRPL, which kind of explains why there is now my dog is going absolutely nuts. There's Stitch. And that explains why they want Circle. Because they're basically saying, we've got the best platform in the world for stablecoins. And who are they going up against in actuality? I think it's Paxos. Right? So I think Ripple can do it. I think they have a lot of things going on. Paxos has other, revenue streams like PaxG, other things. They work with a lot of customers to create their own coins. So we'll see what happens. But I'm dying to know, with Coinbase's issues and Ripple having none except a really big bank account, who's going to win Circle? Somebody's going to win Circle. There's no doubt. Circle's done. Circle as a standalone entity is done, which is why I pay attention to news about Ripple. To me, it's really big. I could be wrong, but it's really big to me. Then you have, hold it. Dude, Hutanic. Are you serious with that, man? First of all, did you invest in yourself? But really, PayPal dollar? Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yes. You know what I mean? Do you really want to claim credit for that? Just saying. PayPal's not doing anything with that. They're not doing anything with it. They should be, but they're not. Something that cracked me up. Ledger has launched Ledger Flex Solana Edition, and it gets delivered with SBT rewards and $70 $70 crypto or $70 Sol rebates, enhancing Web3 wallet adoption. Yeah, no, it's a press release, but I had to bring it up because it's Ledger. And it's Solana themed. Like, what? I don't know what that means, Hutanic, so you could spell that out. POS means too many things. You got to spell it out. So yeah, Solana, I'm wondering why Ledger had to do that. Is it because, it could have been point of sale. It could have been proof of stake. It could have been piece of, not going to say it because my mother's probably listening, but you get what I mean? That's why I had you spell it out. I don't know if it's fast enough for point of sale. It might be fast enough for internet sales. I do not know if it's fast enough for point of sale, meaning brick and mortar usage, right? You have to have speed, reliability, all that. I've never tried it, so I would have to find out from others if it's actually good enough for it. I don't know. So we'll see. Thinking about it, for the coins that are slightly slower, that could actually be a good place to actually try for self-checkout, right? Because you got to stand there and wait a little bit. You're not wasting the time of the cashier because you hold up the whole line over here. There's no cashier. Cashier's over there still working. So you can try it. You could try different coins in that kind of situation. I still don't see why I would choose, what is it, Pay USD or PYUSD, whatever the heck they're calling it these. I have no reason to try PayPal's thing. I know I'm being petty. I have nothing against PayPal, actually. I have nothing against PayPal. I have things against, or I have feelings against Unnecessary stablecoins. What does your stablecoin do that other stablecoins don't already do? That's kind of where I have the problem, right? I have an issue with that, and it's me. If you have a good reason for your stablecoin, cool, right? Like whatever stores except PayPal also can use PayPal USD, blah blah blah. Why can't I just use USDC, USDT, DAI, or yeah, it's DAI, right? Isn't it? I forget which DAO it is, but you have 50 million others. Why would I use yours? I do have to admit that PayPal's stablecoin is growing. It is growing. So you got to give credit where credit is due. What else we got in terms of news? We have the ECB warning. ECB warns stock rally fragile amid trade war risk and hidden credit danger, signaling potential crisis. They're not wrong. A lot of people are saying that. Ray Dalio warns Fed against premature rate cuts, expects political pressure to shift policy after 2026. Billionaire Ray Dalio advises the Fed to avoid rate cuts for now, warning of bond market risks, but predicts post-2026 leadership will face political pressure to loosen policy, impacting long-term monetary direction. When Ray Dalio speaks, I absolutely listen. That guy? Yeah, I'm listening to that guy. But here's the thing, though. He's not the only person talking like that. I mean, we've got in the United States a mega tax bill that is absolutely guaranteed to drive debt up. How much further up do you need to go when you're at $37 trillion in debt? Do you understand what I'm saying? Where do you go with that? So I don't understand. I really don't understand why you're fighting tooth and nail to give billionaires and institutions tax cuts, and putting that all on the back of the common person in the United States. We should all be in an uproar. Again, no plan for cutting debt, only a plan for increasing debt. Like, huh? I think there are a lot of people that are sitting around right now saying to themselves, and I voted for this. I voted for this. That's what a lot of people are saying. Not me, but a lot of people are saying this. Because they're starting to realize, wow, they're not like us. They don't care about us. Go read the tax bill. You don't believe me? Go read the tax bill. Go see who it benefits. It's not the common person. It's not. Even if it did, we're going to raise the debt. We're going to raise our debt. How is that good for anybody? Let that sink in. Let that sink in just a little bit. That's a no joke situation right there. That's an absolutely no joke situation right there. And it's scary. I don't know about you, but it scares the bejesus out of me. Wars are created over debt, and we owe the most. How does that strengthen our country from an economic standpoint? You wonder why I invest. See? It's the last wave because the amplitude is disastrous. It would happen anyway. You know what? Hat tip to you, sir. Yeah. Yeah. But the math isn't working for me. Everybody across the nation should be sitting there going, the math isn't working for me. You should be petrified that the math is not working for you. You should be petrified that we ship out so many jobs overseas that we don't get them back. I ran into a situation where Somebody called up to discuss a contract with me. And I'm listening and I'm listening. And they're working with a partner. And I was like, yeah, I don't do tiers. And then they sent me an email. And on their side, they work with a primary vendor. They're the secondary vendor. But the email they sent to me had 3 different company names on it. And I'm like, yeah, nah, you sound suspect. I'm not even going to bother to tell you where those companies are based. They all have US PO boxes here, right? They're not based here. They're all using internet phones. We should make it so that you cannot get a number in the United States when you're not in the United States. See what I mean? That should be an issue. That should really be an issue. Because you can call any place in the world from any place in the world, even though you're any place in the world. I know it sounds funny, but I'm serious. You could be calling somebody in the United States while you're traveling from Germany to Canada, and you happen to have a French phone number. It's creepy. It's creepy. I don't know what that reference means. If you can't say the whole sentence, please stop doing that. It's hard to follow a half a thought. It's mad hard. Mad hard. It's tough. You got to help me out. I'm tired too. I'm tired and I'm still a little hungry. Do your own research. Know your entries and exits. And absolutely invest deliberately. I'm looking at these numbers, and like Hutanik said the other night, this weekend could be a decent weekend, could be a sideways weekend, could be another pop weekend. Next week, what are we expecting? I'm not expecting any good news. I'm not expecting any good news in June or July. I'm expecting a lot of people to have a hissy fit in June. Why won't he lower the rates? That's what I'm expecting. And to be frank with you, I'm kind of expecting that in July too. I saw an interview with a starving skinny waitress saying the math is not working for her either. I know people that make deep 6 figures that are scratching their heads. They're scratching their heads. I don't see how it works. Deep 6 figures I'm talking about. And they're scratching their heads, just sitting there and just going, why are we bringing on more debt? Yes, Hutanik, thank you for reminding me. The yen is tanking. I made a mention of it yesterday because of Metaplanet. Yen is not going well. Yen is tanking because I have to read it specifically because it's funny. The yen is tanking. Our bond market is a dumpster fire. Bitcoin go up forever. You know, when somebody cracks a joke and it makes me laugh, I'll put them in the corner for making me laugh on camera. That's a joke, but it's not a joke. I've been telling you guys for a while to look at the economies around the world. Most economies are hurting. Most economies are hurting severely. Severely. So Japan flexed a little bit with that little, $50 billion drop of U.S. treasuries. China flexed a bit. China's economy isn't all that great. Japan's economy is not all that great. Pick out an economy that's doing great. It sure as heck ain't going to be the United States. Just saying. Cranberry juice. I love cranberry juice. So where do you go? What do you have? What's left? Japanese banks own 50% of Japanese government bonds. Damn. Damn. Are we looking at an implosion about to happen in Japan? What could set off that ticking time bomb? And then you have to ask yourself, and then what happens to Japan? Like, I'm serious. What happens? I can't even fathom the idea. I cannot fathom the idea. And sadly, Japan's not the only country in that space. Years ago, you had Portugal, Italy, Greece, and Spain all hurting immensely. At least one of those countries taking to selling government-owned buildings. It was ugly for a long time. It was ugly. Is that what we're expecting from Japan? It already happened. They keep it on the DL. No, I'm not repeating that. But yeah, I don't, did it already, let me think about that. Did it already happen? Did Japan already go down? And who would be next? Where would be next? Have you noticed a lot of companies, a lot of US companies investing billions in other countries? Investing billions in other countries. Oh, well, they have a cheaper workforce. Really? So the answer to they have a cheaper workforce and we can't find that cheapness here is not to pay a little bit more, take a little bit less, right? It's to ship out those jobs and leave nothing here. That's the answer. That's the answer. Yeah, we're not talking about that. Please remove it, all of it. The factual. There's a lot of information about that, but that's not what we discuss here. Please remove all that. When I think about Japan, I think about, well, who goes next? Who goes next after Japan? What do we get from Japan? Who's in Japan? Oh, Samsung's in Japan. What does Samsung do? I kid you not. Like, it's a symbiotic relationship between most of the countries, especially the wealthy ones around the world. We require rare earths from China. China depends on us for certain things. Around the world, we depend on each other for certain things. If Japan falls down, who's next? Who's next? I can see corporations relocating to countries that don't capsize. What countries? That's what I'm asking. What countries? They all relocate to India. They might as well. They've already shipped out. Most of the low-level jobs, most of the mid-level jobs, and the higher-level jobs are already going in that direction. So move to India. The mega headquarters for one of the mega headquarters for at least one of the areas of NVIDIA, moving to Taipei. Moving to what? China? No, Taiwan. My bad. Taiwan. You're going to drop that kind of money in Taiwan. Taiwan is at odds with China because China says that they have ownership rights to Taiwan. Wouldn't you want to diminish risk, not increase risk? What kind of manufacturing jobs do you hear coming here? I saw an interview, and I mentioned this the other day. I saw an interview with Kenneth Cole, shoes, right? Shoes, a part of the whole clothing industry. And he says, oh, shoes? And he said it very, very nonchalant. He was like, oh, Shoes? Oh, shoe manufacturing is never going to come back to the United States. Hold that in your head. He was dead serious. He wasn't cracking jokes. He wasn't being nonchalant. He was being factual. He was like, just the economy is just, it just doesn't work. Think about that. He's saying that's not coming back. That's not coming back. So when I sit down, I say to myself, as a collective, as a country, what does the United States offer the world? What is it that we produce? What is it that we do? A lot of other countries, you can say that they do something. What is it that we're known for? Let me rephrase. What is it that we're known for that we're not giving away? Shipping out. Diminishing the value of. We're creative. Oh, we're shipping that out. Meaning we know how to solve things creatively. We're shipping that out. Lex Luthor in the house. What's going on? Thank you for letting me know that you invested in yourself. I'm not going to repeat that. Thank you, Captain Banana. Since this one didn't go, I'll do it for you. There you go. The ones with Bitcoin and gold will form exchanges, possibly, or corporations go decentralized away from government. I don't think so. I don't think so. APAWS. Oh, that's DMAC, another green one. Did you invest in yourself today, sir? What the heck? Get out of here with that. Pop-up window. Texas for a proper BTC reserve now if the governor doesn't veto. Texas should go and fix itself. It's my humble opinion. I'll let that one slide. DMAC, did you invest in yourself? What is it that the United States has that we are not giving away or otherwise diminishing in value because of our actions or inactions? As a country, what are we known for? We used to be known for creative thought, how to creatively solve problems. Now that is a very highly sought after skill in the job market. I kid you not. Mark Cuban said it once in an interview. Thank you for letting me know, DMAC. So innovation in technology, for example. Are we really innovative, or do we invent something? This is what we always do. We invent something and rest on our laurels. And then somebody else comes along and kicks us in the teeth because we were too busy resting in our laurels, saying, praise us, look what we did. Panasonic transistor radio, Sony with stereo headphones, and a better radio. Huh. That was a kick in the teeth. And then they own the space for the next decade, couple of decades. Yeah. It wasn't until Apple came out and kicked them in the teeth. The iPod. Yeah. I remember being a part of a focus group that was talking about, different protocols like Ogg Vorbis, MP3. Yeah. Ogg Vorbis is actually the better technology, but MP3 won out. Imagine. Because Ogg Vorbis could snatch the whole spectrum, the whole hearing spectrum or sound spectrum, whereas MP3s, to get size right, it cuts the highs and the lows that they believe humans can't hear. It actually does degrade the quality of the sound a little bit, the various layers, things like that. So when I think about this stuff, what do? We created, we didn't create it, but we came out with ChatGPT. We rested on our laurels. DeepSeek came out and slapped the snot out of OpenAI. And then what happened? Quen, a few days later, came out with theirs that slapped DeepSeek. And then now what do you have? You have to go to Hugging Face to see the hundreds of large language models that are out there. We got played. We showed the world how to do something, and now they're doing it. What do we bring to the table? Other countries, how was Qwen 3 created? They looked at ChatGPT and said, we can distill that and make it better, make it faster, make it cheaper. On a desktop, you can run your own, AI video creator. Create videos of yourself as a baby. Isn't that all the craze now? They're taking famous people, making them into babies, and then having the babies do the voiceovers. You know what I mean? Have the people do the voiceovers and you see the baby lip syncing it. Yeah. That's the new craze. That is the new craze. You could do that on your damn desktop. You don't have to go out to the internet to do it. You could do it on your damn desktop. How are you doing that on your damn desktop? Because all these other countries have caught up. I gave you the example one time of Iron Man. Oh, everybody's, 10 years away from my technology. Then here comes Buddy Boy, who built it basically in his freaking basement. Not 10 years away. We rest on our laurels. We've been resting on our laurels and we gave it away. So why do I invest? It's because we need to prepare for more nonsense like that, more stupidity like that. What company sits around and says, we're going to keep raising prices because they'll find a way to pay for it? They'll find a way, or we'll own them. That's the mentality. Don't think it's the mentality? You charge more interest to the people that can't afford to pay for something. You don't charge more interest to the people that can afford to pay. You choose to make less money from the people that can afford stuff, and you choose to make more money from the people that can't afford stuff. How do you do that? Well, they find a way, or we get to write it off and we get to ruin their credit. It's kind of I'm not quite morbid. We kind of have a really negative view on how to handle things in this country. And when people can't afford what you do, I know a lot of people that used to love red bottom shoes until they found out that those red bottom shoes cost $57. You can buy those red bottom shoes from the manufacturing plant in China that makes them for $57. They're literally selling it like that and saying, yeah, those luxury items. The wealthy don't wear luxury. The wealthy don't buy luxury. It's not a word they're used to. Luxury? What is that? That's a word that the poor use. Oh, that's a luxury car. Is it? Is it? No. For the wealthy, it's just a car. For the poor, it's a luxury car. It's something to aim for. It's where you should live. You're worth more. Go buy the Lamborghini, what is it, Urus? Go buy that car. It's a freaking Audi. Go buy a Bentley, the engine, Audi. A lot of the parts in that car, Audi. What we consider luxury is not necessarily luxury. And I don't mean people that can't afford food, looking at somebody with a full table, calling that luxury. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about how, in general, how people down here, the have-nots, have been trained to think that this is luxury. So this is where you are. This is luxury. While the wealthy up here are giggling and laughing because that's not a term they understand. I gave a friend of mine an idea that I own a shirt, right? I have a regular t-shirt. It's soft. It's nice. Then I own a name brand t-shirt. It's softer. It's nicer. Then when I ran into one of my wealthy friends, and you dap him up, give him a little hug, and I felt the textile on his shirt, and I was like, damn. I thought my shit was smooth. Excuse my language, but nah. So I started teaching myself, don't buy stuff. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. The expensive stove, the this, that, the other. What does that stove do that's different than that stove? People have you think it's better. No, they pass. They literally just let gas flow and you get to burn it at the top. Oh, well, the shape of the burner makes it cook better. No, it doesn't. It's a lie. So I stopped buying stuff. I just don't buy stuff anymore. Just, enjoy life. Enjoy life. And invest so that you can enjoy life longer. That's the idea. It really is the idea. So when I look at crypto, when I look at stocks, when I look at anything that can make me money, that could add to the value that I have, that I get to give to my kids, give to my family, that's what I'm interested in. Can I take my kids, can I take my family on a trip, on vacation? Memories. You wonder why I do all this stuff. You wonder why I talk about do your own research, know your entries and exits, and absolutely invest deliberately. Look at the news that I deliver to you guys every day. Some of it will directly affect you. Some of it will indirectly affect you, whether you realize it or not. Whether you realize it or not. Right? Nigeria comes out with a new rule about crypto. Other countries are looking at that rule and what do they like about that rule that they might be able to implement in their countries? See how that works? Because nobody has the direct answer. And don't just think about crypto in terms of crypto and the coins. Think about Web3 and how that's leveraged. Tokenization, how that's done around the world. The new operating systems have AI built into the kernel. Windows takes screenshot in recall for Copilot. Yup. You have to edit the registry to get rid of it or do anything. Apple and Google are doing the same. Hardware wallets are key. Unless you just maintain your old devices. And they'll probably get time bombed. Yeah. Or switch to other devices that, don't have that associated with it. I don't want anything running on my computer that I didn't put on my computer. Yep. I block applications from going out. But a hardware key, you got to be careful with it, but yeah. Would I select the hardware key over, a software key? Probably. But I manage both because I don't like my eggs in a single basket. Why is that? Well, you could run into a problem with the hardware key if you don't have power. There are lots of things that you can do. So you just got to figure it out. Ask around. Come to the community. Ask us questions. A lot of us have answers. Open source, i.e. Ubuntu. Yep. We use Ubuntu extensively. We can lock down the kernels and only add in what we want to add in. Right now we have, a model that, we have clients asking for. We have clients asking us to deliver that to them. And we're kind of like, okay. Because we're stupid like that. Yep. Dead freaking serious. We're dumb like that. So yeah, I think about it. I think about all of that. So for you guys, it's something to contemplate. It's something to say to yourself, well, how do I earn money? How do I make money? How do I invest? What I try to teach you guys are the fundamentals, things that you could be looking for. Pay attention to the news, right? Because these tiny little things in the news are going to make a difference. They're going to make a difference. Now, because we have about 20 minutes left to the show, and I know it's going to take me a long time to eat this crow. Tonight's question: what blockchain has Kraken chosen for 24/7 trading of tokenized U.S. stocks? We're going to end this poll right now. We got 6 votes. We're going to end this poll right now. It's Sui. I'm sorry. It's Solana. Solana. Are you freaking serious? But here's the thing, though. It's not real time. Remember what I always said to you guys? I don't think anybody's going to choose Solana for real time anything. It's close to real time, but is it really real time? Not really. It doesn't really need to be real time. You could wait. Was that a good choice for Kraken? I don't think so. I don't think so. I don't think so at all. Why? There's better technology. There is better technology than Solana out there. I wouldn't have chosen Solana. You could have chosen Avalanche. You could have chosen XRP. You could have chosen Cardano. Cardano probably would have been my first choice. Who am I kidding? Cardano would have been my first choice. Second choice would have been Sui. Third choice would have been Avalanche. Of course, all coupled with Chainlink. Just saying. Lex Luthor, are you serious with that comment? I'm serious. Are you serious? Do you really think Solana is king? I'm not judging you. I want to know are you being serious? I would assume same goes for centralized exchanges and decentralized exchanges. Ledger Live and Treasure Suite run fine on Ubuntu. Yeah. 100% facts. I can't agree with you, homie. I can't agree with you. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. AVAX is some serious tech. Serious tech. Cheap, fast, reliable. I'm just saying. Money makers, you're funny. You're cracking me up, bro. You're cracking me up. You're killing me right now. You're hurting my feelings. You're literally hurting my feelings right now. Where's Solana right now? Solana's number 6, popping in at $179.09. I ain't gonna lie, I'm making money off of Solana. I'm making money off Solana for a minute. But would I build anything on Solana? A meme coin? Sure. I did. GMB TV. It's a meme coin. It's on Solana. Am I doing anything else with Solana? Nah. Nope. I wouldn't build anything I need to depend on Solana. Still won't. I think it's a mistake by Kraken. I think the business move for introducing, because, they bought NinjaTrader, introducing tokenized US stocks to Europe, not a bad move. I think it's a smart move. But on Solana, I think that's a bad move. I made money both cycles with Solana. That's about it. I have a long bag with AVAX and ADA. Yeah. Solana has made me money. I can't get mad about that. It's made me money. But from a technology perspective, I can't get down with the soul. Nah. Money making? Yeah, I can definitely say Solana's going to hit 200 and I'll be way happy. Just saying. It'll hit above 200. Would it make me happy? Way happy. Just saying. But am I going to build anything on that blockchain that I depend upon? Nah. There are too many other choices that are way more solid. Way more solid. See, maybe from your perspective, Lex Luthor, that's true. From my perspective, if I'm talking about technology that I'm going to invest in, which is what we're all doing, right? But not for nothing, a lot of people might just be looking at crypto as investment space and not the technology that it is. I'm weighing the technology that it is. And I'm saying, yeah, nah. Until it starts looking and acting sexy enough. Oh my God. Take your little behind to the corner, man. Go on. And Captain Banana, you came this close. Because it looks like you're giving him the thumbs up. You're killing me. But seriously, I think about things, and that's a part of my evaluation process. right? That's a part of my risk framework. Do I believe in the tech? What's the usefulness of the tech? Who else is in that space? How do they rank in that space? You see what I mean? But so I'm thinking about it in addition to all the regular tokenomics, all the numeric tokenomics, I'm also looking at the use cases. I'm looking at how the technology can be implemented. I'm looking at who's using the technology, why they're using the technology. I'm looking at all of that. And that's what makes me stop and think about things. Now, I made a promise to somebody. I told Captain Banana that I would look into Nostr, Nostr. I looked into it. I have zero interest. Here's why. Jack Dorsey left Blue Sky, gave Nostr, whatever the heck. He gave them $10 million and $10 million and 14 Bitcoin, right? When he left Blue Sky. They're still trying to ride those coattails that, Jack Dorsey says this about us. And I'm sitting back and I looked into everything and I'm like, oh, so the guy there is a follower of a fascist guru. Yeah, no, I'm not trying to be a part of his little science experiment. I'll stick to Blue Sky. Yeah, nah. So I did look into it and I'm not feeling it. Lex Luthor, I feel you. Here's something to contemplate. I make decisions understanding the technology aspect of certain things. Like I said, I've made money off of Solana. I'll go a step further than that. I have never lost money on Solana. Never lost money on Solana. Lucky. That's the only one. I think that might be the only one. Oh, well. Shiba Inu, I think, is the only other one that I've never lost money on. But looking at Solana from an investment perspective, I'm okay with me holding what I hold. I'm okay with what I did with it, buying it, selling it, trading it, all that good stuff. I'm fine with that. But I also know that there's going to come a point where I'm not going to be able to trust it to continue to make money for me. So as I look at other avenues that are more dependable over the long term, those are the decisions that I'll make. I know memes are going to go away. Some memes. The bulk of the memes out there are going to go away. That doesn't mean that I'm not going to make money on them. It just means that I'm conscious. Right? It means I'm conscious. So that's what I do. Big difference. But I'm not afraid of trading certain coins. I'll trade Solana. I'm just choosing not to right now. I'm choosing not to play around with Solana. Because I told you, I have a fear that they'll get hit again, with their little gremlin, and things will drop fast. We can look at the last time that Solana got hit with a gremlin and how they had a precipitous fall down to 128, right? And subsequently lower than that, and then they came up. So when I think about that, it's and I'll say something else to you. When they dropped, it was only a matter of time. It was a very short period of time that everything else started dropping. Remember that? That's why I'm like, yeah, and they took a hard hit. So I was like, yeah, no, I'm good off that. I can not buy any more Solana. I can let this OPM ride, and I will ride that OPM most likely until it hits another ATH. I'll be fine. All-time high. So I'm cool with that. I agree. We're not here to marry technology, just like you should not marry your stock. Again, it's not about being married. It's about being cognizant of what could happen and understanding all of the risks. For those people that are out there investing in technology but not understanding the risks in the investing in that technology, I think you're doing yourself a disservice. No judgment, just saying. That's like saying I'm only choosing to look at 3/4 of the facts. See what I mean? it's not necessarily going to tell me not to do something unless it's blatant, right? Unless that aspect of it, to me, it's blatant. But as a technologist, with my background, what I do for a living, I'm going to look at the technology. That's how it works. When Solana, for example, when Solana took that nosedive because of the network gremlin, I was very much aware. They had been down like a few times already. So yeah, I was ready for it. I was able to get out because I saw the news before everybody else. I was able to get out and keep the profit that I had. I had a long way to go for it to drop before I would lose profit. But because I was expecting of it, I never put it any place where I couldn't trade it on the dime. So was I married to technology or was I ready? That's what I mean. And you are correct. You're not here to be married to technology. You're not here to be married to your stocks. I'm trying to get you to be married to information, not data, but information and ultimately knowledge. That's what I'm trying to get you to do. An entire wall. Not sure I follow you with that, Hutanic. An entire wall of figurines. Like, when does that collection? Oh, okay, yeah, now I get it. Yeah. Think Beanie Babies. Think the Disney figurines. Yeah. Being aware, conscious of reactive is pretty important to do well in investing. Fact. That's what I'm saying. I'm not. No. In most cases for me, no single piece of information is going to drive me to make a decision. It is the rarest of occasions. Okay. However, you might want to delete that. This is a family space. Just saying. Anyway, not usually. It's the rarest of occasions that I will have one factor make me make a decision. It's the rarest of occasions, unless it's my gut. Because I realized I might have a gut reaction to something, but my gut comes with a lot of knowledge. And it's the quick response that's making me go, whoa, that's nah. Think it through first. That's usually what my gut says. Think that through first. Right? It's usually a combination of how I feel about things, to use your word, combination. So, but it does make me stop and go, well, where do I want to put that bag? It's not going to go in a hodling wallet where I might have to take 2 or 3 steps to make a move. It's going to go into an immediacy wallet where I can make a move like that. Because I know I've done my research. I know my entries and exits. And I absolutely invest deliberately, meaning I know when to put in, or I know when I need to put in. I know when I need to pull out. Shut up for all you people that are thinking like that. My mommy would be wagging her finger at you. Me should just smack upside the head. We're going to delete these things because, you know what? I'm going to let them stand. They're not that bad. Not that bad at all. I mean, they are, but they're not. So we'll let it go. But guys, really, cut that out. After these regulations get put in place, a lot of these coins will go away. Maybe in the United States. You ever think about that? One of the reasons why I bring you global news is because I want you to stop thinking in this tiny little corner of the world known as the United States. I want you to stop doing that. I need you to stop doing that. Your wallet needs you to stop doing that. Your families need you to stop doing that. Your rat, cat, dogs, goldfish need you to stop doing that. What happens around the world can affect you here. What we do here can affect the rest of the world. Look at the tariffs. Good things, bad things can have an effect around the world. Okay? Don't think that just because one country has regulations that it's going to stop people from doing something. Those people using VPNs. Those people with families overseas that can set them up with accounts and give them the keys. See what I mean? There are lots of ways that you can get around things. Don't think that just because the government comes out with things that people are going to abide by it. That the rest, even if everybody in that country abides by those rules, the rest of the world does not have to abide by those rules. Think about that. Hits different, doesn't it? Hits different. Depends on what the regulation is, I think. I think it depends on what the regulation is. I really do. If for right now, if it's a regulation that plays into their hands, oh, rock and roll. His company created USD1. Why did they create USD1? Well, because USDT is making so much money. So, oh, I want that. So you get your cronies to write a law that basically outlaws USDT. Why do you do that? Well, because that means that other companies will make money. What are the other companies? Name one. Pick one. USDT, USDC. What is it? DAI. Is it DAI? Is it DAI? Control F. I'll figure it out some other time. I know it's not DIA. I'm pretty sure it's DAI. So you have them. You have PayPal, USD. You have so many Athena, EUSD. You have so many stable coins. And they just make money off the transactions. Consistent making money off the transactions for all the transactions there are. So who just gave a pathway to significant revenue to USD1? I already reported it this week. Who was it? Does anybody remember? Does anybody remember? Waiting. Come on. No banging on your computers to go figure it out. All right, nobody got it. Binance. Binance picked up USD1. They're listing USD1. What does that also mean? It also means that they're going to add pairs for USD1, giving them the opportunity to have people trade USD1. I want to think about something else. Binance picked it up. They didn't say Binance.us. They said Binance. Aha. So Binance can pick up USD1 to get the out of the United States money, right? Going on, get that spun up. But people in the United States can't use Binance. They have to use Binance.us. Does that mean that Binance.us is also going to pick it up? Don't know. But I know that Binance proper is. It should make a lot of people stop and think. Again, Tether makes about $1 billion a month off of USDT. Well, maybe a little less because they make money from a lot of different avenues. But let's say even if it was half that, half of their money was made from USDT. You got to think that it's at least 3/4, really. So great. $750 million a month profit for operating USDT. That's more than enough reason to start your own stablecoin, given the position that this person is in. And then you get the world's largest centralized exchange to pick up your coin. That doesn't smell funny to you? It smells funny to me. So yeah, I look at technology, I look at all kinds of things that can make that particular project or asset, whether it be a business, a coin, a stock, an option, rat, cat, dog, goldfish, don't care. That asset, I'm going to be looking at from every single angle to understand what are my risks. What are my true risks with USD1? And I'm not even going to kid you. You want to know what I believe the true risk is for USD1? It's called a rug pull. Go back in history and take a look at what other stable coin took everybody down. Yeah. Think about it. I was surprised you mentioned someone being sued for a soul pump for fun scam. I thought it was unregulated territory. Not if they're in the United States. Certain countries will punish you for a pump and dump. Because that's fraud, isn't it? A pump and dump. Use the bot or whatever it is to pump it up, falsely inflate it. You dumped all of your money and then you walked away. Yeah. And people ask me why I don't use bots. It's funny. Because they don't understand the technology. I'm not going to use bots. I know what they're about. I know what they do. So anyway, the whole point of this is for everybody to start thinking about things just a little bit bigger. Get a little bit further outside your space, your comfort zone when it comes to doing research. Understand how something that happens across the globe can affect your bag. Just saying. There are a lot of things to think about. Anyway, this is Eddie J on crypto for growmybag.tv. I do hope that you like what I'm doing. If you do, do me a favor. Hit the like button. Definitely tell your friends about me. Tell your friends about this community. Tell your friends about Captain Banana. You know what I mean? Tell your friends about other people in the community and how they bring things to the table. Don't even bother to talk about me. I'm nothing. Bring things to the table about other people. Talk about Hutanic. Talk about DMAC. Talk about some of the people like Rick Ritchie, who's doing like deep dive research, who will bring pressing questions. Do some research like that. We all bring something to the table, and that's the difference with our community. We joke around, but we get very serious when it comes to investing. And that's what I love about it. So thank you for your time. Thank you for your patience. And absolutely, as always, thank you for your trust. Everybody have a great night. Bye-bye.